This is it. Yeah, we're doing it.
It's just you.
It's just me.
I thought Brandon was doing it too.
I mean, if he speaks up loud, he doesn't have a microphone back there. But if he speaks up, we could definitely have him
I was
contribute.
wondering where he's gonna sit.
Were you? Are you? Hold on a second. Are you disappointed that he's not participating?
No, I'm so happy it's just I
Let me rephrase that. How disappointed are you that Brandon Simon is not participating?
No, it's great. I don't know. I guess I thought it was both of you, but that's fine. It'll just be you.
Thank you. I'm Justin Severson, the host.
Nice to meet you, Justin.
Yes. Raanan Hershberg is here with me, first-time guest here on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
First-time guest.
And I have first-time guest, but I personally have seen you perform on this stage 2 times.
Oh, yeah. Last summer, right?
Last summer and last evening.
Last summer, last evening, yeah. The weather was a little nicer last time I was here.
You think? What? Was it June, July? When were you here?
I think it might have been August or September. Or maybe it was actually October, November, actually. Oh, it was July?
See, look at he is participating.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Brandon is participating. We don't
Thank
need his
God.
meter mic. We'll get the info we
Thank
need
God,
from him.
this was I love this club. Yeah, this club's awesome.
So when I saw you here in what did we just establish? July.
Yeah.
Because you were opening for Louis C.K.
Yeah.
The freaking ticket I had to kill 5 people to get because it sold out so damn fast.
All right.
But
yeah.
well worth it.
Yeah, it's great.
Well worth it. And that was the second time I've seen him come to Acme in the last few years and kind of run, his stuff before recording
Yeah.
in a theater. And it's super cool to see because he travels with his own openers.
Yeah.
So it's super cool to see who shows up.
Yeah, it was great. That was it's always fun opening for him, watching him work and stuff. It's really great. You learn a lot,
So I had never seen you before that. I knew of you because I occasionally, I'm not going to lie to you and say listen to all of them, but I occasionally listen to your podcast.
Okay.
With Joe List.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can lie to me. I don't care. I'm insecure. Tell me you listen to every episode. I don't know.
I'm the one that begged you to have a Patreon to take all of my money.
Oh, you told me to have a Patreon?
No. But
Oh.
I said, you're earning this without getting it. Take my money.
Are you on the Patreon?
I'm not. I'm too poor to do anybody's Patreon.
Yeah.
Are you on anybody's Patreon?
No.
No.
I'm not.
If there were, however.
I think I was on Tuesdays with Stories Patreon at one point. But then I canceled
Crappy
it.
content, not worth it?
Well, once one of the members is like the co-host of my podcast, I'm like, I'm not going to pay to. I also this was years ago, and I never really listened to I didn't know how to listen to the Patreon. So I just ended up just paying $3 a month. But eventually I think my card declined, so I didn't have to even cancel,
Is that how you cancel subscriptions?
Yeah.
Your
that was
card
the eventual
eventually
decline. Yeah.
expires?
Exactly. But yeah, well, cool. I'm glad you listened. I had a guy here last night who was a fan of the pod.
Oh.
It's like before every show I look at in the audience and you see that one incel who you're like, oh fuck, that's one of my fans. Hell yeah. Just some weird guy sitting alone. You're like, hell yeah, he came to see me specifically.
Where are my singles at?
No, but this guy was awesome. Francis, I'm giving him a shout out.
Oh, first names and everything.
Yeah, I'm at the level of my podcast where I know the names of all.
Right?
All my fans, yeah.
His family's doing well?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Okay.
He's my half brother. But so it's nice. It's nice with the podcast because the podcast is still new, but I will see 1 or 2 losers every show. I'm joking. They're great.
You know what's great, Raanan, is the managers here, they do keep track of the acts that book a lot of single tickets.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you know that, but I assume that's everywhere across the country, comedy club managers.
Why?
They notice. They notice.
Why do they keep track of single tickets?
I mean, nothing, and just for the the interest of it. If it's going to be this act, there's probably a lot of couples.
Yeah. Well, mine is definitely. I do a movie podcast, so it's definitely it's definitely a lot of single tickets.
Hilarious. Have you been to a movie theater in? You haven't. Have you ever been to a movie in 2022?
Yeah, a bunch of times. Wait, 2022.
This week, this whole short week. Have you seen a new movie?
Oh no, I'm sorry. This week was that start? No, I have not.
No.
I saw Macbeth, but that was a couple days earlier. Yeah.
Macbeth is a movie?
Yeah, Joel Coen, the Coen brothers.
Oh, of course, from Minnesota. Of course.
From Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
The brother Joel is working on his own for the first time, and he directed Macbeth with Denzel Washington.
Oh.
But I'm not like a racist, but here's my level of racism. I have accidentally called it Othello like a couple of times because it's starring Denzel Washington, forgetting that it's Macbeth. It's like accidental racism, It's not. I mean, we all have racist tendencies, so I think that's pretty, on the spectrum. That's pretty good. I will just confuse when you put Denzel Washington in a Shakespeare movie. I'll accidentally think it's Othello a couple times.
You're saying that's forgivable racism.
Sure, I hope.
Fair enough.
I hope, since I'm bringing it up on this podcast.
I know.
I keep the unforgivable racism to myself.
Right.
I usually don't say that out loud when I'm recording.
Yeah, how are you going to preface that?
Yeah.
No one's going to forgive me for this.
Unforgivable
But here we go.
I only trek with forgivable racism. Yeah.
So last night was really fun. I really enjoyed your set last night.
Appreciate it.
And I know from following your Instagram, social media, etc. And I think you said it on. Did you say it on stage last night that you were going to record a special? Yeah, you did mention it last night. You were going to record last month.
Yeah. It was going to be December 22nd, which was it was a weird day because it was 12. Wait, 12, 22, 20. No, it was December 21st. So it was 12, 21. 21.
Oh, that's a good number, action.
Yeah,
12, 21,
but I guess
21.
a bad omen because I had to cancel it. Yeah, I was working on it for a long time, and then I went to Texas to work on it for another 2, just some road gigs.
Yeah.
And then everyone in New York got COVID at the exact same time. Like a fucking sorority getting their period in sync. Like just everyone at the exact same time, and I still would have done it, honestly. But I was worried that people wouldn't show up. I just want to make it clear. It was not about concern for my fellow human. I was just worried that people wouldn't show up. But I posted it like I was concerned, I was like, on an abundance of caution. What if I would have done the full sentence? On an abundance of caution of people not showing up and it being really embarrassing. But then everyone was like, you did the right thing. I got a lot of virtue signaling, you did the right thing. And I'm like, I would have done this in a heartbeat if I knew people would show up. I fucking don't give a shit. I could have Ebola and fucking do it. I'm joking. I'm joking, but I did worry because I was doing it at the Cellar and they have unpaid reservations, so you don't pay till the end of the show.
You don't pay till the end of the show. Okay.
So you reserve a ticket for the show.
Yeah.
And then you pay when you get your bill. So no one was had paid. I had a bunch of people coming.
Yeah.
But there was no pays yet. So I was like, oh, they could all drop out without even saying anything. So you have no concept,
That's the normal way they do that there?
Yeah. And
what is the idea? Do you know the idea behind that?
I don't know. It's like an old system. I guess it's always crowded, so they just have reservations, and then people don't show up, so they then have a lot of people at the door come. I don't know.
Huh.
I guess what it is that they always have such demand that they don't need to have people pay in advance because other people will show up that night if they don't,
Oh, that's interesting.
Other people are not going to show up during that COVID surge. So, yeah, no, I mean, it would have also been it would have been so not fun. Just doing it, everyone feeling weird, and then afterwards being like, all right, let's all go back to our selective bubbles. It's just been depressing. But I was very depressed that I had to postpone it.
Do you have the next date set?
No, I was waiting to see if
people get a second round of COVID.
Yeah, no, it's so hard to schedule a taping during a pandemic. They did not have to deal with this in the fucking bubonic plague.
It's insane.
Yeah, I guess I think I'm gonna do it in March. Seems I think February is just depressing. I would do it in February, but I think we'll be out of it by February.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I'm the groundhog right now.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's so contagious that it's going to peak quicker. So if you follow it, but from what's happened in South Africa is about a month. So and all the epidemiologists say that it'll peak about in mid-January.
That works for me.
Yeah.
That definitely works for me. Yeah. Let's
I mean,
get
I
this
didn't do
shit
any
out
of
of
my own research.
the way.
I just saw those headlines. But so I'll do it in March, and then it'll be like the 2-year anniversary, of COVID.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
Yeah. So and yeah, it'll. I don't know. So yeah, it was depressing. I'm depressed, but whatever.
Well, I mean, along that line, who isn't for various reasons? But
It's
we
tough.
all have our own.
Yeah, it's
this time
tough.
of year, this part of the. Yeah, I mean, fucking A.
And here, like being here, I love this club, and I'm so grateful to be here. But I'm also just like constantly freaking out because like to travel is so freaky because like if you get COVID, you're stuck here.
Yes.
So it's always stressful to like travel during this.
Did you see the? I'm gonna tie this into a bunch of stuff here. You mentioned in your set last night. You mentioned dating apps, Tinder, Bumble.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the story of this couple that supposedly they tested? They both tested positive on their first date and quarantined together because of it.
That's nice. Did they die at the end? That'd be fun. That'd be fun if it started as like a cute thing. They both got COVID and quarantined together, but they were anti-vaxxers and they immediately both were on ventilators and died. It's like
You have seen the story.
that's what they should do more because a lot of times now with news stories, the headline's really dark, and then the article kind of like. It's kind of like a TV show where something crazy, awful happens, and the next episode they negate that easily. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You see them push the nuclear button, but in the next episode they're like, "Oh, thank God it wasn't,
Right.
it wasn't actually, plugged in or whatever."
Yes.
And that's what articles are now like, because they're just like, "Is COVID gonna make everyone explode after 2 weeks?" And then the article's like, "Well, research says no," but like,
Right.
But they should reverse it where the headline's cute. And then the article itself is like really bleak. That'd be fun, So for that example, Bumble date gets COVID and quarantines together.
Yes,
And then-
they learned to. At the beginning, neither even knew how to cook.
Yeah.
By the first weekend, they were cooking together. They bought a dog together.
By the
Had it
second
delivered.
week, the pneumonia set in.
Yeah.
And they both died while denying that COVID was real.
Live streamed on TikTok.
That is fun. Like, I mean, it's sad. Like people who like, a lot of people don't believe in COVID or didn't at a certain point, and they would be put on ventilators and they would deny it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And they would, which is sad, but also really funny. Like, to be so set in your ways, like someone stabbing you, and you're like, "This isn't happening."
Yeah, we're getting new examples of the ultimate stubbornness.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh. Like, how stubborn are you?
Yeah, it's weird
ventilator, I don't even notice it.
because people compare like COVID to World War II, like in terms of the global impact it's had.
Sure.
But in World War II, like half the country didn't celebrate V-Day like immediately. And we're like, there wasn't like a bunch of states where like Hitler's not real.
Yeah, right.
They weren't divided on who Hitler was, on whether Hitler was real. Yeah,
There might have been a few, but
yeah. Nazis are a hoax.
That's right. I haven't seen one. Until I see one, I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah.
Did you see this other thing that people are so like a mask mandate is coming back here in the Twin Cities later, today, this week?
Yeah,
depending on when you
I'm
hear
planning
this.
for it early.
Yeah, right. And another thing I saw that's going around that people, I don't know if maybe you could tell me you've seen this being used. People are putting on wristbands, colored wristbands, to show their comfortable, their level of security, like with COVID. Like I took.
What do you mean?
Have you heard of this, Brandon? So, like, I took some screenshots. So they are COVID-19 social distancing wristbands. Yes. So, if you wear a green one, that means that typically means someone is okay with direct or physical contact. This is I'm going to show you if I'm okay with you hugging me, shaking my hand, getting within 6 feet of me.
Yeah.
So at low risk is green. Typically means someone is okay with direct or physical contact. Caution is yellow. Typically means someone is exercising caution and prefers indirect contact. Or there's high end, which is red, and that typically means someone is not comfortable with any direct contact. No exceptions.
I mean, maybe just stay home at that point.
Right?
You're gonna have a high red wristband.
You're gonna see people showing up with like their arms covered in red wristbands. Do you get it? Do you get it? You can't see my skin.
The problem with that, I mean, there's so many problems with that.
Yes.
But like, I guess the number one problem is, it seems like most people don't know this wristband language.
True.
And the whole point of it is for everyone to know,
including me stumbling over reading it.
Yeah, so it really defeats its own purpose.
Right.
Where you're like, this will let the very few people who also are wearing this know. But it's like, I mean, that fucking Duck Dynasty guy is still going to pick you up in the air and hug you. He's not going to know the wristband language,
Good point. Yeah, right.
It's so funny. It's such a classic, like, woke bullshit where you just assume you're just such in a bubble. You assume this wristband language. Well, clearly we all think this way. We'll all have wristbands, you know? Mm-hmm. I can just imagine someone wearing it and they end up getting raped in the alley and they're like, but you don't see the wristband. Sorry, that was dark. But
I love it.
Hey, Brandon, you must feel very motivated by all the right-wing people now, right? Sorry. Stupid joke.
Did you see someone tried to buy the Let's Go Brandon as the sponsorship on their NASCAR for the upcoming season? And the NASCAR people said, we can't. We can't allow that. We can't allow that. But they, like, made it. Like, there's pictures of it. It exists. They're not letting him use it.
It's so weird because it's like, it's a code for saying, fuck you, Biden, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're going to yell that out, just say, fuck you, Biden. You know what I mean?
Especially at a NASCAR race, you probably would make friends.
Yeah, I know.
Guessing.
It's just like, I don't know why you have to be coy about your own disruptive language, I don't know. It seems weird.
I don't know. Yeah, there's got to be a wristband for that as well. So last night...
my wristband was yellow, and you treated me like it was green, and it really... I felt like you invaded my safe space, and how did you not know about the wristbands?
This wristband brings attention to my other wristbands that you need to know about. Yeah.
I think the point is no one should wear any wristbands ever.
No. God, no. No. What else was I going to ask you about? Let's see. So Ahmed was one of the he's the feature working this week.
Yes.
Yeah,
very funny guy.
Very funny. And last night he was doing his act, and then he was saying things like, he stopped one of his jokes and said that normally goes farther, but his grandma was in the audience. He was saying.
Oh, really?
Now I don't even know if that was true, but it certainly seemed like it. Do you have any thoughts on, like, has that ever happened to you? Like, family comes where you're like, this is gonna.
No, I'm not a pussy like Ahmed. I'll fucking talk about pegging right in front of my mother. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't. No, I mean, like, I don't. I mean, I had my parents come to shows, but I don't, like, adjust my. They don't come to that many shows. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I do. Maybe I would. I have a pretty long pegging bit. Maybe if my mom was in the audience, maybe I'd shorten it a little. I don't know. I don't know.
You did a good job.
Probably not, honestly. I've separated.
Yeah.
I've separated. It's weird. I don't talk to my mom about anything like sexual or anything.
Sure.
But I'll openly say sexual shit on stage that I know she hears. You know what I mean? I've just kind of separated the two things.
Yeah.
The other day she said she didn't like one of my videos because I said something like CNN and Fox News can both suck my dick, right?
Yeah.
It was just like an opening for a bit. And she was like, I don't like that thing where you say suck my dick. It turns me off. And I'm like, I hope it would turn you off. I mean, that is my goal for all my jokes, for it to turn you off. None of my jokes are like, how do I get my mom wet?
We got our outtake.
So, you know.
Oh, my God. Number one fan she is? Is that what you're saying?
She likes my stuff if I'm clean, you know, so she wouldn't like that bit.
Oh, my God, that's so
like
funny.
When you talk about me being wet. It really turns me off. But that means, like, if I'm not dirty, it would turn her on.
Well, yeah. I mean, what kind of connection can we make there? What kind of leap can we
I gotta
make?
keep it vulgar forever. She, because she'd be like, you didn't use any curse words. it gave me 2 orgasms.
I don't think we should send this to her. It's too dirty. She's not gonna like it.
She's not gonna like it.
No,
She's not gonna like it. But it'll turn her off, which is good. Keep her off. I want that. I want that switch to stay off.
Why is there a switch? Oh, it's so fantastic. We should mention that you already have a special that is available online right now. Downhill Ever Since.
Yeah, it was my album from 2019. But interestingly enough, or not interestingly enough, whatever, I was part of this. I don't know if you heard of what's it called, Spoken Giants. I was part of this record, this group that was trying to get more royalties for their albums on Spotify. So they tried to negotiate with Spotify, and Spotify immediately was like, well, we'll just remove all these albums. So my album, Downhill Ever Since, is no longer available on Spotify because some fucking company was trying to get me a penny and a half as opposed to a penny or whatever.
Interesting.
So I think it'll be back on Spotify. But in the meantime, I always had the footage, and I had a couple angles, and I never edited it together because I'm lazy. So I finally put it together and put it online. So you can see it now. I mean, it's not like, it's not my next special. I'm putting a lot of money into it. I mean, a lot of money for me, and like making it look really good. This is definitely a little more minimally cut up, but it's a good hour of good jokes. And I just posted on YouTube recently, and it's I don't know. The responses have been really good, which means it's yet to go viral. It's still in the bubble of comfort and support. That's the worst thing about online shit is like you want it to go viral, but also viral is like the only way people hate it, you know?
Yeah, good point.
Like, man, I really hope
people can get
someone
sick of me
calls
someday.
me a fat Jew who should have died in the Holocaust, you know? Because that means this has really reached some pretty
right.
Reach beyond my typical, group of family and friends.
Yes.
But there has been it's getting some good views, and people have been saying really nice shit, which means a lot. So go watch it. It's on YouTube on my channel, and it's kind of it's a good hour of jokes.
You
it's jokes, which is not every comic is doing these days. Comedy, being like jokes, like being funny is like just like a niche. But it's jokes, and the whole time.
That's gonna end up in descriptions of all specials now.
Yeah. This includes jokes.
Literally includes jokes. Yeah.
Because boy, is it rough out there. It is a lot of like. I mean, there's still obviously some great joke writers, but boy, are there a lot of comics who don't have jokes. Their main quality, I would call it, is they look cool bombing. And boy, does the sky the limit for those people.
I don't know what you're talking about. Give me some names, please.
I'll give you them after. Yeah. But there's also a lot of great comics, so around. So many.
For sure. Do you watch other people's specials?
Yeah. Not as much as I used to. I used to be like such a big comedy nerd and listen to everything. It's definitely harder now, just because so much of my life is comedy. It's hard to like. It's just like I just need a break. But I do watch other people's specials, and there's some great ones. Out there recently.
Have you heard of Jim Gaffigan?
No, I've never heard of him.
He's there's a guy named Jim Gaffigan. Has a new one on Netflix.
Jokes or cool bombing? Which type?
Yeah, cool bombing. Yes, Jim Gaffigan has never been described as looking cool bombing.
I don't, because you know what? Being funny isn't cool.
It's not.
Like I think actually being funny is not cool. In my opinion. Unless you're black.
Well, just about everything a black person does is cool. Let's be honest, or at least make it look cool, right?
I don't know. What about that sniper in Virginia? You think that was cool? Fucking cancel your ass.
Last episode of No Laugh Track Podcast, 445. Hope you enjoy it, sir. So I was somewhere the other day.
There's never been a black school shooter yet.
There hasn't?
There hasn't been two things. There hasn't yet to be a black school shooter, I'm pretty sure. And there's also yet to be a school shooting at a private school. If you're deciding which school to send your kid to. It's always public.
Thanks. My kids are in public school. I appreciate that.
Well, you don't love them enough.
Again, I can't afford it.
You are risking their lives so you don't have to pay for school.
Look, I needed another thing to worry about. Thank you.
I feel like school, like during the pandemic, like school is just a place you go like once every couple months to just learn how to not get shot, and then you go back to quarantine.
Yeah, right.
School is just slowly becoming a shooting drill.
Yeah.
Building.
Yeah, it's
Eventually it's going to be like, all right, the wave of the pet, this wave is over. Time to go to shooting drills.
no shit. Yeah, it's all going to be filled with how to properly put on your mask and self-defense.
God, Chappelle had one of the best jokes a couple of years ago, one of his specials. I don't remember what it was, but it was a special where he talks about, like, the problem with school shooting drills is that the kid who's going to do the shooting is also in the class watching it. So he knows exactly what the kids are going to do. I was like, God damn, that's so brilliant.
That's like putting a lock on the bank. But
and he has this other great joke where he says, transgender people are evil. Do you know that joke? You see how Patton Oswalt was getting flack for hanging out with him?
Yes. Please. I would love to hear what you think about that.
Well, I was thinking about that today because I was thinking it shows you a real problem with like how people understand celebrities, because what they don't get is Patton Oswalt is friends with him. So he knows him.
Yep.
And when you're friends with someone, it's much harder to just be like, they're out of my life. It's a lot easier to do that when they're not in your life to begin with.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to like be like, I'm done with Woody Allen. It's like, you don't know Woody Allen.
Right.
So they don't realize, they're forgetting that Dave Chappelle's a real person, and Patton Oswalt, though disagreeing with his views, is still friends with him and wouldn't just completely shun a friend because they have a couple of things they disagree with or think are even prejudiced, which those people mad at Patton Oswalt also wouldn't do that. They wouldn't shun a friend who had different views because you're
completely right.
Your friends you make those compromises with. So they're not like the people who are getting mad aren't understanding a key problem within cancel culture when it goes too far is that you're not seeing these people as real people.
Yeah.
Which they are. Like they're all actually real people.
Nope. Dave Chappelle is just a person that said that one thing that upset people and nothing before that or since then.
And
that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm friends with people who I violently disagree with a lot of their views. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, I don't. So that's what was interesting to me. Like the fact that Patton Oswalt even apologized. What?
Were you online that night when
it
it happened? When Patton first posted that, hey, I got invited to stop by my friend's show tonight. Did you see that? Like it's step by step.
No.
Because I did, and I'm like, oh. He's going to get back. I saw him like he's going to get backlash for this. He's going to get backlash. And then immediately I went to the comments and it was like, guess I'm done. Patton's canceled. Guess I'm not following him anymore. Guess I'm no longer a fan. Like,
problem is like half of those are probably ironic and you can't tell.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's also important to remember that is like whenever you get annoyed by Twitter, like by people, you're like, you have to remind yourself that is the purpose of Twitter, for people to be like that. Like
True.
that, yeah. Twitter is the black box recording the crash of civilization. And it's and it's like, so Twitter, that's the whole point. Like obviously posting that you're gonna get backlash, which he probably expected. But yeah, I mean, I do think it was interesting to like remind people like, oh no, I don't know you all. I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
There is a reality people don't talk about in life, which is that celebrities we talk a lot about how celebrities don't treat people fairly a lot, but people don't treat celebrities with respect either. Like
Sure.
they don't treat them as human beings.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like to talk about it because it seems like it's like, well, who gives a shit? They have money, and fine, but like, when you walk up to a celebrity at a table and interrupt them to take a picture, that's like rude. They're having a conversation. So you're not, I think celebrities a lot of them obviously treat people badly, but it goes both ways. People don't treat celebrities with like human decency, and they don't see them as real people.
Before you knew any better, had you, like, as a maybe much younger? Because I certainly did it. There were celebrities I saw in public when I was much younger, and definitely approached them politely. But I was that guy who was like, "Can I please have a picture autograph?" Were you ever in that scenario?
I guess once. It's okay to like do that. I guess I mean when you're like interrupting someone. Like my friend had lunch with David Schwimmer like recently because they're like neighbors.
Yeah.
And someone like immediately just interrupted the conversation to be like, "Can I have a picture with you?" And David Schwimmer was like, "No, I'm in the middle of a conversation." I just think like it's okay to
Ross wouldn't say no. You know Ross.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's like it's okay to ask for a picture and shit, but like it just like when you interrupt someone, like you wouldn't do that to a regular person. You wouldn't just be like, "Let me interrupt their conversation," even though I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Well, I completely interrupted some 1990, early 90s. I was in New York walking through, the Village, and there were some people out on a patio, and I was like, I recognize who that is. And I was with my girlfriend at the time.
Who was it?
And I completely talked her into interrupting this woman's meal and getting a picture for us.
Who was it?
It was the woman who played the mom on The Wonder Years.
Oh, Jesus. Well, she probably would have loved. That's probably the first time that's happened to her.
It had just recently been off the air.
She probably loved it.
This wasn't like now, where it's like 1 out of 1,000 people recognize her. She was like at the peak of her fame at that point.
And like I said, it's not like the worst thing in the world doing that. Like I just think it's like you're just, and also it's not like you care about them. You just want a picture and a show off. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think people don't you just need to treat everyone with respect.
Oh, for sure. I'm also someone that has, waited in line to get, I've paid to meet, famous people when I was younger,
Yeah,
like
we all do that. And then
stuff.
eventually, I don't know, I don't know what it is. Eventually I realized, like all that shit, like taking pictures and all that, I don't know. I think it's such an illusion, that we just, I don't know. We're all ants who are equally worthless, and then we've just designated a couple of these ants to act like they're more important just so we can have some sense of hierarchy in our lives, because it's too hard to just admit we're all equally fucking
I saw the most random people post pictures of themselves with Betty White in the last week.
Oh, really?
In their, tributes. Like, what? What?
That Betty White thing was hilarious because it was like, oh, man, what a year. First, the pandemic kills millions of people, and then a woman who's had a really long and successful career that was beloved by everyone dies at 99. Can we not catch a break?
Right. Honestly, I think the biggest reason that people are like, now is because they put her on the cover of People celebrating 100 years.
Yeah, I guess they did that a little too early, but that was like a day before, right?
Yeah, week of.
That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. They're like 100 years.
Should we be going out and buying all those as a collector's item?
It's like the election shit that it's the wrong person.
Yeah, the Dewey Truman thing.
Yeah,
or whatever.
They just send them to fucking Kazakhstan.
Oh, the mistake T-shirts.
Yeah, the mistake T-shirts. Yeah,
that's right. Everybody in
it's a mistake.
The Vikings
t-shirt,
won 4 Super Bowls. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe wait for that. In the middle of a pandemic, if someone's 99, maybe wait.
Yeah,
till they hit it.
Because in the last week, I've also seen that the oldest woman or person alive celebrated her birthday at 119. But it was post, like it wasn't like, and tomorrow we're all getting together.
Yeah. Once you're at that age, once you're past 95, you really just want to wait till the birthday to make the announcement.
Yeah.
Congratulate me. I turn 100 in 2 years. It's definitely going to happen.
In 2 years.
Yeah. I mean.
Keep planning for the future.
I mean, I don't know. People get sad when celebrities die. I mean, I get sad if it's like someone who dies in their prime.
Oh, sure.
But when someone really old dies that I don't know, and when I see people being sad about Betty White die, I mean, it's fine to be sad. I guess part of me is just like, do you not know anyone who's actually died in your life?
Right? She wasn't your grandma.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
I don't know. It's just kind of bizarre to me, But I don't, I don't mean to trivialize. I mean, I've felt sad when people have died, but it was definitely people in their prime.
Which one was harder for you, John Madden or Betty White?
I did not know John Madden was still alive, honestly. I assumed he had died. So I guess Betty White was a little harder since I was like, well, no, I guess John Madden was harder because he died twice. I had to go through it twice. He died once because I thought he was already dead, and twice. It was like 2 funerals,
I got one last thing for you here. So I was somewhere recently, and this guy was like, hey, do you know how I get to, whatever, upstairs? And I was like, well, there's an elevator right there, or you can go all the way down around this way and get to a staircase. And he's like, I don't take elevators. I'll take the stairs. I was like, whoa, okay.
What a weird stand.
Yeah, so that sort of reminded me of like John Madden, wouldn't fly. He took the Madden, cruiser everywhere, whatever.
Right.
Have you heard of anything like this? I don't do elevators.
I've never had like the stand someone's gonna take is just being fat. I don't exercise. Some people take a stand against depression. For me, it's me breaking a sweat. That's crazy. I know Tracy Morgan, apparently. I've talked to some club. Apparently, he's afraid of stairs.
Of stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, so these two would not be able to hang.
No.
They'd have to meet each other. I'll see you up there.
Oh, fuck. I totally fucked it. He doesn't take elevators.
Yeah.
So he does exercise. I completely ruined this entire bit.
Yeah.
But you kind of laughed anyway. I guess it doesn't matter what I say.
It worked.
You laughed uncomfortably by me getting it wrong in my head. God damn, fuck myself. Sorry, my mom is getting really turned off right now. Elevator. He only walks stairs.
Yeah.
Let me do the bit again. Who takes a stand on being in shape? What a bastard.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
Congratulations on your week at Acme.
Thanks.
Be sure, and I really hope you get another one and come back. Good luck on the special. Hopefully, freaking COVID stays in check for many reasons, including that.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been my pleasure. Thanks, Justin.
And finally.
Yes.
Finally, merch. I know you mentioned merch on stage last night.
Yes.
First of all, do you have them with you right now? Because I want one. And second of all, let's tell people what they are. You have stickers.
I don't have one on me. Are you going to be here again?
No, but if you leave me one here, they'll get it to me.
I'll leave you.
I would
here.
love that.
Yeah.
So you have stickers based on a joke that I don't want you to tell the joke, but it's fantastic. It's sort of we've been talking about your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom is sort of.
I like how you're like, I'm not going to get you to tell the joke. I will prompt you to do it.
Yeah, what's the tricky way
I'm
around
not going to tell you the joke. So, I hear that your mom is really loud. And
God, no. Yeah, what do you know about loud moms? Come on.
The joke is about my mom yelling on the lawn and about 4 deer. And then, it's a whole thing. But I just have a sticker that has the 4 deer in my name with exclamation mark. It's the old road hack bullshit where you tell a joke during your act and at the end you're like, here's a T-shirt, and it's like you tell a joke about like, isn't it funny to punch a duck in the pussy? And then at the end of your show you take out a shirt with someone punching a duck in the pussy, and everyone in the audience is like, aha! I remember that from earlier, and now it's on the shirt. And it's because memory is hilarious. So
and then you sell out of T-shirts.
Yeah, then you sell out of T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that with stickers.
Well,
I used to be against that shit, but I would sell download cards for my album, even though my album was on Spotify. So I realized in my integrity, I was ripping people off. So I realized, it was kind of a big revelation. I'm trying to have integrity for myself, which is also bullshit. I'm in like a mall next to a fucking Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm like, I'm not a hack. But so out of integrity, I was like, I don't gonna sell merch. I'm just gonna sell my album. But I was like ripping people off, really, because like, I mean, it was panhandling. It's always just panhandling.
Sure.
They want to support, but then I was like, at least the stickers, something. You know what I mean?
I like stickers. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
People like stickers. It's just a donation. You
Yeah.
know?
And I can't afford jack shit. I can afford a sticker.
Yeah, you know what? You can have this sticker for free, man.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now I wish you had a T-shirt.
Just pay me the 2 cents for the wholesale price.
I'll trade you a COVID-19 bracelet. How about that?
I'd rather get COVID-19. I'd rather have that traded. It got worse when you said the word bracelet. I was like, COVID-19, no. Bracelet, even worse. I should have stopped you.
Thank you.
Yeah.